What a performance in Motherland. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Is this your first feature film?
This is my first feature film. Yes.
Wow, I'm just bowled over by your performance. I mean, you were such a natural. Before this, I mean, were you live on stage? Did you do a lot of performances?
I went to graduate school. I did a 3-year MFA program, and I graduated in May of 2023,
Mm.
which was about 6 months before I shot Motherland. So I had had a few years of graduate training with some plays mixed in there. So I did have definitely some performance experience. But Motherland was my first, on camera experience. So such a learning experience.
I would imagine it's not easy getting used to having cameras in your face.
It's funny. Yes, it's a completely different feel, but it's the same craft and the same medium. I mean, different medium, same craft. And so I think I wasn't as surprised as I thought I was going to be when I got on set. I was actually like, oh, okay, this is familiar in some way. There's just a camera there, and I'll learn how to work with it.
But working with people like Holland Taylor and Miriam Silverman, I mean, you've got such a great cast to buoy you up.
Yes, yes, 100%, 100%. That's a good word to use, buoy.
And I try to use it all the time.
It's a good word.
That and juxtaposition, which nobody
Great
does.
words,
Yeah.
really good words. Yeah,
But is Holland a great scene partner?
she is, and I've told this story a couple of times, but she was actually the first actor I worked with on set. It was my first day, and my first scene just happened to be with Holland. And it was a scene that was shot obviously early on in the filming process, but was at the very end of the film. And so my first experience with Motherland was getting to watch Holland Taylor, and she had most of the lines in that scene. So I just got to sort of sit and watch and be with her, and it was such a gift. Her presence is unbelievable. I walked in for the rehearsal, and you could just feel her presence. She has such a strong, captivating presence. So that
Yeah.
was really amazing.
Talk to me about your character that you're playing.
Yeah, Zinnia, she goes through quite a journey, quite an arc. She begins a rule follower, somebody who believes in the world that she is a part of. It's all she's ever known, but she hasn't questioned it. And she wants to succeed in the best way that she can in this society that's been provided for her. And as the film unfolds, she learns a lot about what this society actually is about and who she is, and where she comes from.
Mm.
And by the end of the film, she's in a very different place than she begins. I'm being a little bit cryptic because I don't want to give anything away.
You can't because, this is a cautionary tale. It's also like a modern Twilight Zone. I mean, with the twists and turns in it, the
Yeah.
writing in this is so crisp and so exacting.
Yes, yes. Nicole Swinford did an amazing job creating this world and surprising us within that world. So, and Evan directing, they were just a fantastic pair.
Yeah. And I love Zinnia's arc through this because she ultimately, becomes a totally different person.
She does, she does. And I like to think that that is who she is and who she always was. She just needed the opportunity to explore that. And I think, again, the biggest thing about this world is that it's all these characters have ever known. And there's been nothing to question that. And finally, there is an opportunity to question that. And so when we as human beings are given an opportunity to grapple with a question, it's a gift in learning more about ourselves. So I like to believe that Zinnia is always was always a fighter and a questioner, but that she just never had the chance to do that until this film came along.
Yeah, and very few films offer up a water cooler conversation where you can talk about this film for weeks, and really that's the beauty of what writing and acting and putting all this together should be is to elicit this conversation that are we going to be stepping into an alternate reality like that.
Yes, absolutely. Like you said, this is in a lot of ways a cautionary tale. It is an exploration of what would happen if this was taken from women. How would we adjust? What would
Mm.
happen? Who would question? How would we question? And so it's absolutely, relating to little bits of our modern world, even though it is a dystopian, completely separate world. There are reverberations into the present, modern world.
As you enter this career, I mean, do you have your eyes set on maybe directing and producing?
That's a great question. I love that question. I think, I've thought a lot about this. I've thought about writing as well. And I always come back to the idea that I firmly believe I am an actor first and that I will always be an actor first. I have so much admiration for directing, for producing, for writing. And if the opportunity came along, and if I found the right team and the right support system, I would absolutely love to dabble in these other perspectives, these other lenses. But that at the moment, I feel like I'm just starting to get a grasp,
Yeah.
on acting. And so I need a minute to kind of build that before I move into those other hats.
You haven't done a comedy yet, so I mean, you've got a lot of stuff to,
Right.
mountains to climb, as
That's
it were.
right. Exactly. Experiences to be had.
And every set is going to be a learning experience, and there'll be things you'll want to put into your actor's toolkit. What did you learn from Holland, and what did you learn from the other cast members? Nestor is in this, and
Yes.
what a great actor he is.
He's fantastic. Miriam Ness, everybody in the film, fantastic to watch. Um, Everybody was extremely generous, and that is what you hope for. And everybody was just present and open. We had a lot of conversations before the rehearsal about, the rules of the world we were living in, and we had to establish these rules so that we knew you know, what was at stake if they were broken. And obviously, rules get broken in this film. And so we had a lot of conversations as a cast about this society. And all that is to say, we were always in open dialogue, everybody. And so, one major thing that I took away from this experience and from working with these incredible actors was just coming into a space with an open mind, willingness to change, to see what it is in the moment. There were, as in many film sets, there isn't a lot of time to rehearse. We had, a couple minutes to rehearse, block the scene, and then we had to go for it. And we had to just let that, experience be what it was. And as somebody who came from, I don't know, like a theater background where you have weeks of rehearsal, I was like, wait, what? We only have, 10, 15 minutes. And so, but that's a gift. And that's again what I learned from this experience is that it's all in you. It's already there. The work is done. You just have to be open to whatever happens and trust your scene partner. If I just looked into Nestor's eyes, Miriam's, Holland's, there was already so much there. So that was so incredible and something I will take with me on all other experiences going forward.
Now, after doing as many interviews as I've done, and I've heard this over and over, is that the most dramatic of sets really are more releasing in the way of laughter when they yell cut. I mean, because you have to have, some kind of it's like a pressure cooker. You got to release some
Sure.
steam. Is that true of this one? Did you have a lot of fun time when they yelled cut?
Yes, there was a lot of laughter on this set. There was a lot of joy. I would say, it's interesting. I watched the film and the tone, is cool and gray and cold and mysterious and haunting a little bit. But the behind the scenes was just not that at all. Everybody just had a sense of humor and a lightness that you needed. I mean, you needed that as we were inhabiting and embarking on these more darker themes, and so and we had some time to. A lot of us stayed in the same hotel as we were filming, and it was a small town in Hudson Valley, so we would run into each other in the lobby of the hotel, and we would have meals together. So it became a tight-knit, kind of joyous uh, little community. So we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun as well.
As we wind down our interview, and Emily, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
What do you think audiences will most likely take away from watching Motherland?
I really hope that audiences take away a sense of hope. I think a big theme of this film is the human spirit persevering in the midst of intense challenges, and following your instincts. And so I hope that even with the twists and turns at the end of the film, audiences are left with a sense of hope and a desire to fight for change and follow their instincts.
I think so too. I think, like I said, this is a cautionary tale. We gotta watch this movie 3 or 4 times to really understand
Mm,
all the nuances in it too, which is what I love about this type of filmmaking.
mm.
And again, you did if you're this good now, I can't wait to see what you do in 5 years or 10 years because
Thank you.
you know, you're gonna win an Academy Award. I'm gonna just say it right now.
Thank you so
And
much.
you'll remember this. You'll go, that guy, that one guy told me.
I will. I definitely will, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emily. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope to talk with you again real soon.
I hope so too. Thank you.
You take care. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye.